Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to study chapter number 6, Beginning of Freedom Movement from your history textbook. Let us know about the centralization of administration during British rule. Due to the British administration, its implementation on India brought the nation under one roof in its true sense. For the convenience of administration and swift movement of the army, the British built network of roads and railways. But these facilities benefited the Indians as well. People from different parts of India came in contact of each other. There was increase in communication and the feeling of nationalism grew up. So the British built roads and railways for their convenience. But at the same level, the Indians also was benefited with it. They could also come in contact with each other and it made them easy to communicate with each other, to move from one place to another. There was economic exploitation. What does it mean? The Indian wealth was flowing towards England by all means. Due to the imperialist policy of England, there was beginning of economic exploitation of India. Farmers were compelled to take cash crops. Compelled means to make compulsory. Burden of land taxes, continuous famines, all this broke down the backbone of Indian agriculture. Various new taxes were imposed on the middle class. This led to growth of discontent among the people. As in the first sentence it is said that the wealth of India was flowing towards England. They were earning lot of money in India. Indian farmers, industrialists and many other classes were working very hard, but they never got the correct amount for it. The profit and all their earnings were gained by the British. And slowly the Indian economy was exploited. Western education. Due to spread of Western education, new ideas such as justice, liberty, equality, democracy, etc. were introduced to the Indians. Rationalism, scientific attitude, humanity, nationalism, these principles were accepted by the Indians. So as a result, a feeling arose in Indians that we can or we are capable of carrying out the work of the country and its progress is possible by following these principles. And by now, English language was introduced in India and India got a new medium of communication. Study of ancient Indian history. The Asiatic Society was established at Bengal by the British. Many Indian and Western scholars started study of Indian culture. The manuscripts in Sanskrit, Persian and other languages were examined and research was published. Dr. Bhau Daji Lad, Dr. R. J. Bhandarkar These Indian scholars made intensive study of ancient Indian culture. After understanding that we are blessed with glorious ancient tradition, the Indians were awakened with a sense of identity. So these two scholars from India, they studied about Indian culture and they felt very proud and blessed. The word is used, you are blessed with glorious ancient tradition. The Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute is working since last 100 years in Pune. Contribution of newspapers. You all know how important newspapers are. Newspapers are means of communication. In those days, there were no mobiles, there were no television. Newspapers played a very important role. Through these newspapers, political and social awakening took place. Newspapers like Darpan, Prabhakar, Hindu Amrit Bazar Patrika, Kesari, Maharatha started criticizing the government. Next is establishment of Indian National Congress. On 28 December 1885, the first session of Indian National Congress was held at Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit School in Mumbai. 72 delegates from different provinces of India participated in this session. Vomesh Chandra Banerjee, a renowned lawyer from Kolkata, was the president of this session. In this session, they established the Indian National Congress. Alan Octavian Hume, a British officer, took lead in the establishment of the Indian National Congress. What were the objectives of the Indian National Congress? To make the people from different parts of India forget the differences in religion, race, caste, language, geographical territories and bring them on a common platform. To understand each other's problems and views. To increase the feeling of oneness among the people. To take efforts for the development of the country were the objectives of the Indian National Congress. So all these objectives were very, very important to bring everybody together, to develop the feeling of unity. Moderate phase from 1885 to 1905. The early 10 years after establishment of Indian National Congress, their contribution was very slow but consistent. Western thinkers' philosophy of liberalism, freedom, equality, fraternity, these values had an impact on them. Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Firoz Shah Mehta, Surendranath Banerjee were all moderate leaders. They believed in constitutional methods. They had a hope that if we demand through constitutional methods, then the British will give justice to our demands. In the session of Indian National Congress, different resolutions were put forward by them, such as to get representation in provincial legislature, jobs for educated Indians, cutting down the increasing expenses on military, legislature and judiciary should be separated for safeguarding legal rights of Indians, etc. The another phase was extremist phase from 1905 to 1920. There were unanimous decisions regarding the objectives of the Congress and taking forward the movement by constitutional means, but there were differences regarding the working system. These were ideological differences. From these differences, two main political groups were formed. They are moderates and extremists. Moderates advocated peaceful and constitutional manners. Extremists believed in severe struggle for attainment of freedom. Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal were believed to be extremist leaders, and they were known as Lal Bal Pal. Kesari and Maratha were the newspapers through which Lokmanya Tilak made severe criticism on the suppressive policy of the British. In Bengal province, Amrit Bazar Patrika was a mouthpiece of extremist ideology. By forgetting the internal differences, people should come together and exchange their ideas. Common people should get inspiration from contribution of national personalities. With these objectives, Tilak started organizing of Shiv Jayanti and Ganesh Utsav. In the Mandalay prison, Tilak wrote Geet Rahasya. Its core was philosophy of Karma Yoga and stressed that people should always be in action. In 1897 in Pune, the epidemic of plague had spread on a large scale. Hundreds of people died due to it. An officer named Rand was appointed. The plague patients were searched out and oppressive measures were adopted. As a revenge, the Chapekar brothers assassinated Rand. The government tried to connect the relation of Lokmanya Tilak with this conspiracy. After being unsuccessful, the government imprisoned Tilak with revenge. Partition of Bengal. The British decided to use the policy of divide and rule to create a rift between Hindu and Muslim community. Then, Viceroy Lord Curzon contributed to it. Bengal was a very large province. To carry out the work of this province was difficult from administrative point of view. By putting up this reason, in 1905, he declared the partition of Bengal province. So the British thought that there is already conflicts between Hindu and Muslim, and the same policy of divide and rule they applied in Bengal. Anti-partition movement. 16 October, the day of partition, was observed as National Mourning Day. All over India, there were protest meetings to condemn the government's decision. Vande Mataram came to be sung everywhere. As a symbol of unity, Raksha Bandhan programs were held. The leadership of this movement was in the hands of Surendranath Banerjee, Anand Mohan Bose, Rabindranath Tagore, and such other leaders. The extent of Indian National Congress increased due to the anti-partition movement. it became a national movement. Owing to the severity of dissatisfaction, the British annulled the partition of Bengal. Annulled means declare invalid an official agreement, decision, or result. So the British declared the partition as invalid. Next is 4-point program of Indian National Congress. Gopal Krishna Gokhale was the president of Indian National Congress session of 1905. He supported the anti-partition movement. Dadabhai Nauroji was the president of 1906 session. In the same session, Swaraj, Swadeshi, national education and boycott, this 4-point program was unanimously accepted by the Indian National Congress. Suppression of the British. After anti-partition movement, the government was disturbed looking at the influential public protest. To control this movement, the government used the policy of suppression. It was going out of control of the government to control the protests going on in the country. So they thought of to apply policy of suppression. Under this suppression, following rules were made. Holding of public meetings was legally banned. Strict punishments were given to those who broke the law. School children were also beaten up. Many restrictions were imposed on newspapers. Many printing press were confiscated on grounds of blame of criticizing the government. Writers and editors were imprisoned. Strict actions were taken against the extremist leaders. The revolutionary adopted the means of firing bomb blasts, etc. These bomb attacks were advocated through Kesari newspaper by Lokmanya Tilak. The charge of sedition was put on Lokmanya Tilak, for which he was sent to Mandalay jail at Myanmar for 6 years imprisonment. Bipin Chandra Pal was sentenced to jail and Lala Lajpat Rai was deported from Punjab. Let us know about establishment of Muslim League. The British once again followed the policy of divide and rule. See children, how many times in this lesson the policy of divide and rule is come? That shows that Indians had lack of unity amongst them, and that was the only reason British took advantage of it and ruled India. They started using the propaganda that for safeguarding the interest of Muslims they should have a separate political organization. Due to the motivation of the British government, a committee of upper class Muslims and under the leadership of Aga Khan met Governor General Lord Minto. Due to the motivation from Lord Minto and other British officers, the Muslim League was established in 1906. Next is Morley-Minto Act. There was dissatisfaction among the Indians regarding the work of British government. Oppressive policy of Lord Curzon, exclusion of educated Indians in government services, unjust behavior towards Indians in Africa. All this added to the dissatisfaction of the Indian people. As a temporary remedy, on the discontent among Indians, the Morley-Minto Reform Act of 1909 was passed. According to this act, it increased the number of Indian members in the Legislative Assembly, and provision of inclusion of some elected Indian representatives in Legislative Assembly was made. In the same act, separate electorates were provided to the Indian Muslims. Due to this conspiracy of the British, the seeds of division in India were sown. Now let us talk about Lucknow Pact. In the Lucknow session of Indian National Congress in 1916, under the leadership of Lokmanya Tilak, an attempt was made to resolve the dispute in the Indian National Congress. In the same year, there was an agreement between Indian National Congress and Muslim League, known as the Lucknow Pact. According to this pact, the Indian National Congress agreed to separate electorates to Muslims, and Muslim League agreed to support the Indian National Congress in its work for getting political rights to India. In other words, they both agreed to work hand in hand. Home Rule Movement. In 1914, when Lokmanya Tilak was released from the Mandalay jail, the First World War had begun in Europe. The direct consequences of this war had to be bared by India as well. Many restrictions were put up on the Indians by the British government. This led to increased dissatisfaction in the minds of Indians. In these circumstances, Dr. Annie Besant and Lokmanya Tilak started the Home Rule movement. Home Rule means self-government. Home Rule movement demanded right of self-government in India. Annie Besant and Lokmanya Tilak made extensive tour in different parts of the country and made the demand for self-government reached the common people. Tilak firmly stated that Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. In Marathi, it is said, स्वराज्य हा माझा जन्मसिद्ध अधिकार आहे आणि तो मी मिळवणारच. This is the picture of Dr. Annie Besant. First World War and India. The war atmosphere in Europe, growing dissatisfaction in the minds of Indians, popularity of Home Rule movement. In such conditions, it was necessary for the British to get cooperation from the Indians. The British government decided to provide some political rights to the Indians. In 1917, Montagu, Secretary of State for India, declared that step by step Indians will be given the right to self-government and responsible political system. Tilak was declared that if the government is going to show sympathy and considerable attitude towards the demands of the Indians, only then Indian public is ready to cooperate the British. This policy of Lokmanya Tilak is known as responsive cooperation. Montagu-Chelmsford Reform Act. In 1919, the British Parliament passed another act to bring constitutional reforms in India. This act is known as Montagu-Chelmsford Reform Act. According to this act, less important departments were transferred to the Indian ministers, whereas the important departments like finance, home affairs, and revenue were under the control of the governor. The 1919 Act did not give much exposure to the demand for responsible government of Indians. Everybody was disappointed due to this act. Tilak criticized the act in following words: "This is neither Swaraj nor its foundation." After this, the Indians understood that if they have to subdue the British government, then what they have to do? Agitation needs to be more rigorous. India got prepared for a new movement. So children, with this we can understand, due to lack of unity among Indians, there were many disputes and conflicts amongst the Indians itself. This gave opportunity to the British to divide the Indians and rule on them. So it is very important to stay united. Students, you can see the PPT file for question and answers. Dear children, prepare well for exams. All the best, dear children. Thank you.